Foster Care and Education was a project born out of several years of work here at the ABA Center on Children and the Law. For many years prior to the creation of the Legal Center, staff had focused on the barriers that children in foster care experience to achieving educational success, as well as some of the quality interventions that were taking place around the country to help support youth succeed in education. The Legal Center, when it was started in 2007, was really created as a national resource for state and local advocates, as well as folks who work at the federal and national levels, to be able to access information, learn about laws and policies affecting the education of children in foster care, and to be able to identify some promising practices, approaches, and interventions to helping youth succeed. There are several goals of the Legal Center project. First and foremost, our primary goal was to bring attention and knowledge about this issue as a critical, important issue for children in foster care, as one that could lead to really improved life outcomes for children in the foster care system. So as a preliminary issue, we just wanted more folks thinking about addressing educational stability and educational outcomes as a means to really promote children and put them on track for a successful future lives and careers. Another critical goal is to improve the quality of advocacy, in particular among the legal community, so ensuring that judges and attorneys who work with children, as well as attorneys who work with agencies and parents, are better versed in the laws affecting educational issues, and ensuring that education becomes part of the legal system process that we have in place that supports children in the foster care system and making. One of the critical first efforts of the Legal Center for Foster Care and Education was the creation of the Blueprint for Change, which was an outline of 8 critical goals and 54 accompanying benchmarks that dealt with what youth in care needed to achieve educational success. So a big part of our project has been to promote and use that Blueprint for Change as a tool for state and local advocacy efforts, as well as state and local system reformers, to take a look at what youth need, or to take a look at the blueprint and determine if youth in that particular state or jurisdiction, if the needs that we've identified in the blueprint overlap with the needs that youth in their communities are experiencing, and really using it as a platform to try to address areas that need improvement, as well as areas that are strengths for a particular state or community. So I think what we have been able to do through our project and through the blueprint is create sort of a common framework for system reformers as well as direct advocates in thinking about what it means to improve the educational experience of children in the foster care system. Some of the common barriers we see to children being successful educationally when they're in foster care are barriers that are not unique to one particular area, but really we see throughout the country. A leading barrier that we have seen and here relates to placement, including living placement as well as school placement and stability. So when a child moves to several different foster homes and as a result ends up attending several different schools within one academic year, the impact that those moves have on their educational experience as well as their educational attitudes towards school and their engagement in school really are impacted. My hope is that in the coming years, the Legal Center for Foster Care and Education will be able to continue to promote innovative practices and best practices throughout the country. We work with many jurisdictions who are currently developing wonderful models, ideas, programs to support youth in care. And I think over the next several years, what we hope to see is vast resources and many examples of good interventions that can support kids, both in schools, at home, improvements in how our court system addresses educational issues, just really improvements all the way around that will have a lasting impact on children in care and their education, and ultimately their permanence. I think the critical thing to remember when we're talking about education and thinking of it as an element of a child's well-being is to remember that education and addressing education and ensuring that a child is accessing an appropriate education can have a direct impact on the child's safety and permanence. What I mean by that is when we know that a child has the right supports in place to be successful educationally, then I think it has that effect that it can help stabilize placements, keeping them safely, making it possible to safely return them home, making it possible to identify a new permanent family if that is necessary, and to ensure that their education is stable enough that it will help contribute to lasting stability for the child and their new family.